Good to see you, my bro.
Good
How's
to
it going?
see you too. It's so good. I'm like on cloud 9 right now. It feels so good.
For good reason, man. You dropped an absolute banger, a yearning and heartfelt, very deep and wonderful new record called Dance to This, which features Ariana Grande, and we're going to play it again in a hot second. But first of all, I mean, when, how, what, all the questions around this song.
So this song started, I was working with the Max Martin crew in their big, beautiful house.
Which is a thing, by the way, for anyone who's listening who wonders and is deep in the songwriting and production curiosity. Getting in that room is not easy.
No, not at all. No. And so I'm like such a pop music nerd, and they're just like, they're the best. You know what I mean? I was so nervous actually before I met with them because I was like, I don't want to go in there and come out sounding like something that I'm not.
Yeah.
But I think if you go in there with like a vision and you can stick by it, they are simply the best people to execute that.
I don't really feel like Max and his team, whenever I hear their music, I'm able to instantly go, that's a Max Martin record, right?
Yeah.
I think he's pretty good at integrating what his experience and his taste into your vision.
Exactly, yeah. And so, yeah, I'd worked with this producer, Oscar Holter, before, who's a part of that camp. And we went in, it was also Noonie Bao, who I'm like such a huge fan of, and Leland, who's like my best friend and again, super huge fan of. And we were all just kind of like hanging out. And I'd seen Janet Jackson at the Hollywood Bowl a couple of nights before
Which
that.
I heard was epic.
It was so epic. It was like one of my favorite shows I've ever seen.
I regret not going to that.
And then she played that song, Don't Stop. And the percussion on it was like the starting point for this song. I played it for them and I was like, what if we try to do something like this? It was towards the end of the album cycle and I was like kind of running out of ideas.
Yeah.
And so I was so relieved to have that to bring in. And I brought it in and that was kind of our starting point. And then this like really gorgeous synth pad thing. And we started to just write this like really sexy, cool song about how much better it is to kind of like stay at home and just be with your boyfriend than it is to go out
partying. No, like Kanye said, no more parties in LA.
Exactly.
Please.
Yeah.
We got some great questions around the song, and while we're on the subject, this one's interesting. From Nazos, when did you and Ariana talk about a collaboration?
So her and I have known each other for a couple of years, but we had never spoken about anything like that. But I mean, I'm like so in awe of her all the time. I think that she's just the coolest.
She's on the path. I mean, what we were talking about with Christina Aguilera and that sense of reaching icon level, she's on that path now. She carries 100%. On, she's on that path.
And then I basically just texted her the song. I was like, I sat on it for a couple of weeks because I was, you know, I'm nervous always to like ask people for stuff.
Well, actually, there's another question which kind of ties into that. This from Brooke. Were there any other options for a collaboration on Dance to This, or was it always Ariana that you were thinking about?
I was trying to think of like names. But then I had this moment where I was like, if I'm real with myself, it's 100%. The voice in my head is Ariana Grande.
Right.
And so...
so you're holding up for 2 weeks because you're like nervous because you don't want to, in case she says no.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to ever put anybody in like an uncomfortable position where they're like, this song is terrible and I don't want to be a part of it. So I was just like, I kind of waited and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to regret it if I don't ask. And so I sent her the song.
How long did it take for her to get back?
Literally a minute, not even. She listened to like the first half of the song and she was like, these melodies and like in all caps and like doing her Ariana Grande thing. And
she's a caps person?
All caps, like pretty much all the time. A lot of keyboard smashes, a lot of love hearts. It's super, super sweet.
Right.
And she was like, when can I do it? And I was like, what are you doing today? And I went back to the studio and she happened to be working at the same studio that day. And we just like hung out for a couple hours.
Wow.
Talked about life and everything,
Beautiful.
But we also kind of plotted out which parts she was going to sing. And then literally the next day she sent me it was a voice note at first of like her vocal on it. And I was like so stoked. And then I had the demo like the next day.
It's a beautiful thing. It's today's world record, and for good reason. It's called Dance to This. Ariana Grande joining Troye Sivan on this absolute banger as we get ready for the Bloom era, which is actually a little way away. So we're going to continue to talk about it and hang out with Troye right here on Beats One. Let's go.
الموسيقى学习听 World Zane Lowe's world record.
This is why we do it, man. This is why we do this.
Yes.
This is why we do this. This is why we create these moments together for us to come together and play music for people who are tapped in right around the world, and we can have and share this experience.
At this point, for me, if I don't come here, it doesn't even feel like I've released a song.
We love you, man. We love you. It's so good. I mean, I just feel like the energy of your fans, every time that you present music or suggest something's going to happen, you have this fan base which is enviable, I think, to other artists. It's incredible what the relationship you fostered with them.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to the fact that it's genuine. Like, it sounds so cheesy because I know that everyone always says this, but like the relationship it's real. It's like true love. You know what I mean? They're so funny and cool and like open-minded. You got to come to a show. It's like the craziest thing in the world. It's the craziest environment in the world. It's just everybody is there to just like completely let loose and have a good time with each other. And I just feel like so honored to kind of be a part of it. You know?
You're an inspiring artist though, man. I mean, you write different. And I think there's pop music and great pop music, and we love it when a great pop song comes together. It's one of life's most perfect constructs. But you come at it from such a different perspective. I mean, even just the story behind this song, you know what, I'm sick of going out. I want to be in a relationship. I want to find something more meaningful, but I don't want to lose that sense of joy, that idea of being able to dance one-on-one with somebody as opposed to feeling like I need to be in a room with 50 or 100 people.
Right.
That's conceptual, man. That's not just like, hey, I woke up, I love you, you've got great eyes.
Yeah,
you know,
fair enough.
Like,
thank you.
No, you know what I mean? And it's like you come at it from a different place, and that must inspire a lot of different questions and a lot of different interaction amongst your fans, because if you think different, they think different.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, again, I think it just comes down to like authenticity. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a single song on the album that's not completely autobiographical and that's not just completely real. You know what I mean? It's like whatever. I can't write about going out to all these parties when in reality I'm like staying home and making dinner with my boyfriend.
You go to a few parties.
I go to some
parties. You go to the important parties.
Yeah.
You look great in red.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That was a good one. That was a fun one. That one's worth leaving the house for.
That's a crazy one.
Yeah.
That's like Rome. That's like the closest thing to Rome, I think. Do you know what I mean? When you go in that party and that Met Gala party and things like that, you're like, wow, this is like not normal.
Yeah, I feel like it's like in Hercules, you know, like the Godland, whatever that is. You know what I mean? You arrive and everyone just looks. I mean, specifically
crazy.
With that theme, it was like people literally looked otherworldly.
Who looked the best? Who was the best dressed for you?
Ooh.
Who looked amazing?
That's a really good... Frances McDormand, I reckon.
Yeah, everyone said she looked great.
And that she was wearing this big blue, like, feather headpiece thing.
Yeah.
And this crazy coat. It was Valentino.
Yeah.
And halfway through the night, she was, like, done with the headpiece. So she took it off and she started, like, putting it on statues around the museum. And I was like, wait, do you want me to hold that for you? So that you don't have to, like, put it on stuff and...
Oh, you dear boy,
I'm
fine. I know what I'm doing.
Well, no, so then it was... I shouldn't have offered because it was all over from that point onwards. I was stuck with the headpiece for the rest of the night. Yeah.
Did you wear it?
I wore it, like, for the rest of the night, yeah.
So she was the best dressed?
She was the best dressed, for sure.
Who was the worst dressed? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that to you right now. You got 3 minutes. All right. Ask Troye anything. Let's go. Dance to this on repeat. World record. my God, just the potential for this live as well. Just to get your guitar player or whoever it is just to ring that little guitar line out for ages and then just bring it in. It's going to be so amazing.
I want to like extend the bridge by 1,000,000 times and like do some strobing. And...
Well, you mean the bit where it's just we do the syncopated thing where you and Ariana do the syncopated verse?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, amazing. I love that song, Troy. I really do. Dance to This. That's a beautiful and yearning personal record that's very inclusive in sound and vibe. And when you perform it live, everyone's going to make it their own. But we know it's a true story to you.
Totally, yeah.
You're in love.
Yeah.
This is a good thing.
Yeah.
People are talking about what the perspectives of the album right now and questions. And some people want to know, what are your perspectives across this album? But you've been pretty open that this album is a dedication record to some degree.
Totally, yeah. It's a love letter for sure. You know what I mean? Both to my relationship, but also just to my life right now. I feel so just like happy and free to do whatever I want. And that's like the biggest blessing in the world for me, So... Yeah.
Was there a turning point for you? Was there a moment because you're still a very young man and you've been through, you've achieved a lot and it can happen so fast these days. Was there a moment for you when you realized you were free?
I mean, I think the first time I felt that like true, like electric freedom was the night that we shot the My video.
Yeah. Because
I had this vision in my head of being able to sort of like perform like that one day and not hold myself back. But I'd never done it, And so then when it got down to it, I was like, okay, we're here. I'm with my dream director. This set looks incredible. We're shooting on film. Like all this stuff just lined up. And I was like, I have no choice. I would kill myself if I didn't go for it.
When was the SNL performance? I want to say it was only a couple of weeks after that.
It was a couple of weeks after that.
Because I watched that. I hadn't seen the video and I watched you perform on SNL and I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Like you just came out of nowhere and all of a sudden it was just like the movement was there. You were free. It felt like you were connected completely to your music and completely unaware of what was going on around you. And you were really lost in that moment. And that's hard on a platform like SNL because there's a lot of people watching.
Yeah, I mean, I just sort of had to like play these mind games with myself about not psyching myself out that day because I knew that I was sort of my own worst enemy or my own best friend on that day. And so I would do like little things, like I would look up and read a sign like that said caution and I'd like look at the letter C and I'd be like, that looks really strange, that letter C or whatever. Like just literally trying to distract myself.
Stay in the moment.
And stay present.
Stay in the moment.
And then as soon as we were like about to go live, it was like I was like, okay, here we go. You know what I mean? Like it's just happening. It's going to happen whether I like it or not. You know what I mean? So
dude.
Let's just like...
This is what you asked for.
Yeah, enjoy it.
This is what's funny, isn't it? We as people, we will these things to happen and we hope and we dream and we set goals for ourselves and visualize it and just love it and just dream it's all going to happen. And then we get to this point, we get terrified.
Yep.
And the nerves kick in, and that kind of, that human nature of like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you can do this?
The interesting thing about SNL that's never happened to me before is because I knew that I was going to be nervous, it was almost like I sort of welcomed the nerves. In that moment right before we went live, I felt my knees shaking. I felt my mouth all dry. And I was like, oh, there it is. There's
good.
This is what it feels like to perform on SNL, And I was completely expecting it. And so it was almost just like, instead of panicking about it, being like, oh, whatever, I'm like freaking out right now. I was just like, this is that rush.
How has My changed for you in the time since it streamed for the first time and now your fans have had it and you've seen the reaction to it and what it's become and songs change shape over time and I wonder what the song now means to you months on from first release?
I mean, the good news is that I am still so proud of it, like so proud of it. Man. And thank you. And then I performed it at in Pittsburg and Washington D.C. this weekend for Pride, and that's like where it really hits home. You know what I mean? When you see like the whole crowd, bunch of Pride flags, everybody screaming.
Can we talk about
your
experience in Pride in 2018? How was it? How was that weekend for you?
It was so fun. I've been to Pride parades before, but never played one, and I really just went for it. I stage dived for the first time.
Did you?
I did.
Oh my God. Did they catch you?
Dive is a very strong word. I like sort of sat on the barricade and then just like
fell,
flopped over
like a tired dog in a puddle after a long walk.
Exactly. And everyone was so gentle. Couple people squeezed my bum, but that was it. It was really, really fun.
But you felt like they were genuinely appreciative squeezes.
100%, yeah.
You felt comfortable in the moment.
Totally, it was fine.
What was the best? Where were you? Pittsburg and
DC.
Who turned up more?
Well, Pittsburg, I was headlining, so it was like a 50-minute set. So
wow.
it felt...
How many people?
I don't even know. It was like
a lot.
It was outside on the street, and so that it just went back really far. It was cool. It was so fun.
It must be such a great moment for you to be able to, as you said, you've been to Pride Parades before, you've watched them unfold and heard about them, and I'm sure to some degree they've played a huge part or a part in helping you define your identity and who you are as a person, realizing that you're part of a community of people who feel the same way in their own individual way. So to be able to come out there now and to be able to perform and embrace this moment and be, you know, that's iconic. When you're performing at a Pride Parade and you're headlining, like, you mean something to people.
Yeah.
That must be a moment. Did you allow yourself the time to reflect on that for a second?
I did, yeah. Especially when I was on stage. You know, it was just such a beautiful sight to see. And my first Pride Parade was the first time that I was underage, so I couldn't go to clubs yet. And so it was my first time being surrounded by a majority of people that I felt like understood me and were like me, you know, because growing up, I didn't know any gay people. Let alone being in a space where everyone is celebrating who you are and who they are, you know what I mean? And so to me, Pride is such a kind of sacred event. And so to be able to like enjoy it at its fullest and be on stage in front of all of those people and celebrating with them, it's crazy.
What a moment. That's what life is, right? A collection of moments. Proud to have one right here with Troye Sivan and My. We're talking about it. Now let's hear it. I still think that's about as good as it gets right now in 2018 as far as pop music goes. I really do.
Thank you so much.
I just think that the way that just every element of that song is speaking to each other is incredible.
Thank you.
Beautiful song. My. Don't forget the exclamation point. That is Troye Sivan. And we're talking right now with the artist live on Beats One. So good to see you, man.
Nice to see you too.
Bloom coming out August 31st.
Yes.
What a moment.
Yeah.
Where are you going to be? Have you looked at your diary? Where are you going to be on August 31st?
I actually don't know where I'm going to be on the actual date. Hopefully, I kind of want to be in LA because
You gotta have a party, man.
Yeah, then I get to go out and like celebrate with friends.
You gotta have a party. Plus, you're still working with Brandon. Is it Brandon?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon holds good parties.
Yeah, he does. The best.
He holds great parties. You need to go and like talk to Brandon and make sure that he gets one of his parties going on.
Well, now he has to do it.
He has to do it.
Yeah.
I saw him last night.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I went to the King Princess show.
Oh nice. I was gonna go to that.
It was great.
I didn't make it.
Fantastic. But I saw him. He's lost his voice apparently, so it must be a good day for you guys.
Yep.
So we got questions coming in from fans. Ask Troye, which is great. What would you say has been your proudest moment so far? As a question from Chelsea.
Oh, probably two. The first is I performed with Taylor Swift at the Rose Bowl. We did My Mai together, and that was like out of a movie.
Let's talk about that. So you show up to the Rose Bowl.
Yep.
You go through the special artist entrance.
First I ask for tickets to the show as a fan.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, can I get some free tickets?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, yeah, if you come on stage and perform.
Oh
so
my
like,
God.
Okay.
That's the greatest unwitting foist of all time.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, so she says, so you get a text from her or a call from her, a message from her, and she says, yeah, we got to come perform. And your stomach does what? Backflips?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Total backflips. And then, I mean, it was only like we had maybe 3 days before the show was actually happening. And so sort of just went into planning mode. And
did you rehearse with her?
That day we sound checked, but we only did it once.
But she knows the song.
She knows the song and the band knew the song.
And when they played it and they're not your band, when they played your song in that environment and they unveiled it for the first time in a sound check like that at the Rose Bowl, I mean, that's just crazy.
It was nuts. It was really, I mean, her band is obviously like
ridiculous,
insanely talented. Yeah. So they had it so down and it sounded like exactly like
Guys, just stop for a second. Something's not right.
Yeah, imagine. No. And they like embellished it a little and made it sound like Rose Bowl ready, you know?
Yeah, big.
And then we just sort of like choreographed our strut, like which way we were going to go first and then which way we were going to go next. And then that was it. And we did it. I thought I was going to faint though because I did like the Destiny's Child pop-up thing, you know, out of the stage.
You came up out of the stage.
It was dope.
What's it like underneath that stage during that moment?
So crazy. I have a video from underneath there. You're like crammed on.
You got
first
crouch,
you get
right?
on like a slide.
Yeah.
And you slide down to the front of the stage.
What? So they put you on like a little train, like a miniature train, and you go on these tracks, you slide down.
This guy pulls you using like a pulley system.
By the way, this is amazing, man. Technology is alive and well in the 21st century. It's like, this is 2018. So how do I get on stage? What we do is we put you on a tiny piece of a plank of wood.
Yes.
With some wheels on it, and a guy is going to pulley you along to the thing.
To the edge. And then all of a sudden, though, then it gets like high tech, because then you're standing on this elevator.
Yeah.
And I'm like listening to Taylor introduce me, and she's being so complimentary.
But by the way,
and so sweet.
by the way, you know what that sounds like, right? That actually sounds like this. He's one of my favorite people in the world. He's so incredible. I'm so glad he's here. You can't really hear what she's saying because it's so echoey, right?
Yeah.
So it's like...
And then all of a sudden it was like, go. And the elevator starts moving. So I like put my game face on.
And wait, what is your game face? You're on video right now. So, okay, up until that moment, you're like this.
There's a video of it. Yeah. Oh, I was like smiling and stuff like that because she was saying all this nice stuff. And then suddenly I'm like, wait, you're a pop star.
Yeah.
Do the pop star face.
Yeah.
And so I did. And then I pop up. And when I first looked up, I was like, okay, I can totally do this because the height is not unlike something that I've played before.
And it's a low-lying... Anyone who hasn't been, the Rose Bowl is one of the most amazing stadiums ever, but it is a low-rise stadium.
Right. And then, though, the difference is that, first of all, every single audience member has on a light-up wristband so you can see everybody.
Coldplay ka-ching.
And so I pop up and I'm like, okay, I can do this. And then I start looking to the left and I'm like looking more to the left and looking more to the left. And the crowd is just not ending. And I know that it's the same on the right. And I'm like, whoa, why do I feel like really queasy all of a sudden? I'm like, let me look at the floor. And the floor is like light up screens. Yeah. So the floor is disorientating me even more. And then I look at Taylor.
Oh, so you weren't even talking like I was so nervous in any parts. You nearly pulled a whitey.
No, 100%. I was like, whoa. Everything was in slow motion for like 5 seconds.
Oh, you'd be like, oh, my boo.
I was like, please don't do this to yourself. And then though I looked at her face thinking that like looking at a person would help me. And I looked and I'm like, that's Taylor Swift. This doesn't help at all.
And not just that, but Taylor Swift's looking at you and she's going like this. You all right, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah. and she's singing my song, and it was just like, I don't know. But then I as soon as we started strutting and I could like move, I was completely fine, and then it became the best moment of my life.
God bless her for asking you to come and play that song as well, man.
It was so fun.
You know, she's got a deep address book. But we know she loves you, but still, man, that's a really cool thing.
No, totally. And it was the LA show, so it felt like a really big deal. It was cool.
Did you party afterwards?
We did. Well, I mean, we just like hung out backstage and had a couple drinks. It was fun.
Yeah, nice one, man. Well, Troy's with us right now. We're still rolling through questions, which is great. And I love this one from Noah. In fact, I'm going to ask that after we take you right back to day one. And I want to go back and play Wild, featuring Alessia Cara and obviously, a different Troy. And I mean that with the utmost respect.
No, but totally.
You've grown and matured and done different things. So when you listen back to a song like this, which you, I'm sure, remain faithful to when it comes to performing it live, how do you feel?
I don't know. I mean, it's like a mixed emotion. It's a little bit like watching home videos of yourself when you were a kid. The problem is that...
Good, we'll play the good side then. Excellent. Okay, moving on.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's fun if enough time has passed, it becomes just like really cute and endearing. It's still a little bit in that like, ooh phase that like, that's me, but it's not me. You know what I mean?
I'm playing it.
Go for it.
I am playing it now after that. I am playing it and staring at you the whole time.
Nice.
Ah, there she is, man. We've missed her voice. She's coming back.
She's coming back June 15.
She's coming back, man. It's exciting. Not too far away. Wow, hang on. That's in like 2 days.
That's in 2 days.
That's in 2 days.
She should come on here.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Does everyone know that? Everyone's looking at each other left and right now. Well, if anyone can blow that, I'm sure he has. But if anyone can, her friend Troye can. I can't. You can. You just said it, not me. Good boy.
Yeah.
Well done. I appreciate that. The song is called Wild, featuring Alessia Cara. And we were just talking at the beginning, and you were saying how, it's mixed emotions around that song and how you feel about the song. But I think you got it right out the gate, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I saw you grooving when I came back in.
It's not so bad, actually.
It's not so bad.
Well, no, I played it live in Pittsburgh, and I was like, okay, wait, this still goes off.
It goes off.
Yeah.
Only 2 albums thus far, with a couple of collaborations here and there as well. So, and obviously you've really taken your time to get Bloom right. You never rushed out off the back of Blue Neighborhood and was like, I need to hit this really hard.
Yeah, no.
You came back and when the time was right. So, do you feel like you're on a rollout now, though? Do you feel like you want to start, amassing more music and continuing to create it in amongst touring? Because the touring looks great, but there's music to be made.
Yeah, I mean, I am really inspired by the fact that, it's like two schools of thought. I'm super inspired by like full bodies of work, that all sit together. But I'm also really inspired by like the 2018 music industry, where you can put out a song, like write a song one day and put it out the next.
You can do both. You can do both. Drake does both very well.
Yeah. So I'm totally open to everything. I definitely don't want to stop writing. Writing music is like my favorite thing, and so I don't know. Maybe I'll like put out a little EP or something like that soon. I don't know.
There you go. All right, nice one. I appreciate that. Hang on.
Nice.
Technically speaking, the album's gone up for pre-order and pre-stream right now, so people can go and it just did literally right now. So everybody who's listening and everybody who's following this conversation online, you can go and check out the track listing, see the whole thing as it rolls out. It's all up for pre, which is super exciting. And I was actually taking a look at some of the people involved, and I'm really impressed, man, because you really have drawn upon the people that you personally know and admire, and you haven't walked into that room and gone, all right, and I mean this with the greatest of respect, because why wouldn't you? But you haven't gone in there and gone, great, okay, Pharrell, and you've stuck with some people that you feel comfortable with at this moment in your life. Why is that? Why were you tempted to go out there and broaden your spectrum?
Well, I mean, I was, and I did actually. I just knew as well that for me to write my best, I want to be comfortable, and I want to be able to speak up in a session and say stuff that sounds crazy and whatever. So I wanted to kind of like, the first 3 weeks of writing this album was my core crew from like the first album. And that was so important to me to kind of build the like sonic landscape that I wanted to work with him for the album. And then once I felt confident in that and felt like I had a sense of identity and the album had a sense of identity, then you start having fun. And then you go to the Max Martin camp, or
so Ariel's on here as well, which is great.
Yeah, you start kind of playing around at that point. And
they've got a little bit of confidence to play around because you're right, it's only album number 2. And now that Bloom is done, all important, really important statement. Surely your mind must be thinking like, who can I go and just if for nothing else to experiment with your sound and who you are and see where you can go with this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really honestly like ticked off a lot of the boxes. Ariel was a huge one for me.
Yeah.
I've wanted to work with him for a really, really long time. And
why? What is it about Ariel that you love so much? And by the way, for people who don't know, let's just clear this up. Ariel is one of the most amazing producers and writers and collaborators who's worked with, notably everyone from Vampire Weekend to Haim to, amazing run of artists. So why Ariel?
Well, I knew of him because he's produced some of my favorite songs ever. And then it got to the point where it was kind of embarrassing because I started the album making process with a playlist that was like an inspiration playlist. And I took that around to producers and played it for them and was like, okay, so this is the kind of snare that I like. This is the kind of vocal production that I like.
Mood board.
Yeah, it was a total mood board. And I took it to Ariel and I was like, wait, you did like 6 out of the 12 songs on this. And they were different artists as well. It wasn't like it was one album or whatever.
He's a chameleon, man. He can adapt to a lot of different sounds and feels and vibes.
Exactly. And so he was also the first person that said to me, like, I get it. And I see what you're trying to do here. And I think it's going to be sick. Let's do it. So, that was sort of how we started working together. But it was like a dream for me.
Is the album, from that mood board, from the moment that you presented those ideas of how you wanted this to be, this second album, is it faithful?
Totally, yeah. I mean, maybe not obviously so, because I was pulling very specific elements from each of these references. Yeah. But I mean, even like the Janet Jackson reference that I was talking about, maybe you wouldn't be able to pick that right away. But you can. But I know what's in there, you know what I mean?
What was the influence behind The Good Side then?
The Good Side was the Smiths. Where we were just like...
When did you discover the Smiths?
Not that long ago. That was a crazy thing as well.
Who introduced you to the Smiths?
My boyfriend.
Your boyfriend's got taste.
Yeah. No, he's the best.
Wow.
So I don't know. I mean, like I went on I was in a real like discovery period during tour and then in my time off between tour and starting the second album.
Yeah.
And so I was really excited to just like try apply myself in that way.
The Smiths. So how deep have you gone into the Smiths?
I mean, fairly deep. I'll find the exact...
The lyrics, man.
Oh no, okay, so that was not, it was the guitar and the
Johnny
doubled
Marr.
vocal.
Yeah, it's Johnny Marr. It's the ballads.
That's what we sort of like pulled from.
It's the saddest songs that they wrote. I'm trying to find one. It's just like, oh my God, this one here. Last night I dreamt, unbelievable. Reel around the fountain. Oh.
It was please, please, please let me get what I want.
That's what it is. Oh, I have to play a little bit of that through my phone. Unless we've got it in the system. But I don't know how deep we've gone into the Smiths. But you've made me think we absolutely should. Tomorrow maybe I'll just play nothing but the Smiths. It'll be a really cheery day for everybody.
Yeah.
But please, 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 right? And what the Smiths say is that you should wallow in your misery.
Yeah, which I do anyway.
Which is totally normal.
Yeah.
At times in your life, right? Oh yeah.
So you can hear the guitar.
Oh yeah. Good times for a change.
See the look I've had can make a good man turn back.
God, he's amazing. I mean, politics aside.
Oh, please, 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 let me get what I want this time.
Nice.
Beautiful, man. You're a smart dude.
Thank you.
Very melancholy too. The end, a little harp feel of
That's
it.
Ariel.
It's so beautiful, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me try something. Ah, you're a smart dude.
Will you like do that and email it to me, please? That was so pretty.
Yeah, it was lovely, man. Well, because, that's what happens when inspiration strikes a chord and allows you, through your talent and ability, to make that chord real.
Yeah.
So it's actually like, wow, man, this has moved me, and I want to be able to take it into a place that's personal for me. And you've done that. I think The Good Side is a benchmark for you, and I think this album is going to be such a great moment for you. I'd imagine that potential, possible, hopeful EP aside, you'll be faithful to this. And I'm looking at your tour dates, and I mean, you're going in.
I'm going in, yeah, and that's just the US so far. I want to go everywhere.
I wonder what the Smart Financial Center in Sugarland's like. Have you been there before?
I don't know if I've been to Sugarland before. I don't think I have.
Do you practice how you're going to say the name of the place you're in? It's important you make a connection.
Well,
Sugarland!
For some reason, anytime I'm like at home listening to my music, imagining how I'm going to perform it live, I always go to San Francisco. Like in my head, I'm always like, San Francisco.
And this time, I'm trying to think where you're playing in San Francisco.
I'm doing 2 shows in San Francisco.
Well, that's because you keep visualizing San Francisco.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened.
Right?
The secret.
You are at the Masonic both times.
Yep.
The Roseland in Portland, the Paramount in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
The Greek.
You're playing the Greek.
Yeah.
Sack that off and jump up to the bowl.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, man. Let's get real.
Next time. Nah, you got to work up to it.
Oh, I see. I love this new I love the attitude of pop stars these days, man. They're like, I got to still do the work. You could play the bowl. You could.
Yeah, I mean, maybe,
but it's, dude, if you feel like you won't appreciate it unless you take a step to the Greek.
No, yeah, I mean, it just makes it all the more sweeter when that kind of stuff happens.
Plus, the Greek is a good room.
Oh my God, yeah, I love the Greek.
The Greek is fun.
Yeah.
In Australia, arenas? Straight up.
I don't know yet.
Gotta be.
I don't know.
I mean, you could play the...
I'm pretty sure we did arenas last time we were there.
Yes, you're going straight into Sydney Football Stadium.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I'm not sure what we're going to do.
Come on, man.
But
101 it. What are you doing? What are we doing here? Listen, if I could just paraphrase your life to date.
Yeah.
Born in an environment unsure of where you stood in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Found art. Mm-hmm. Found an ability to express yourself. Allowed you to dream. Dreamt it up. Found your team. Made your music. Found your audience. Manifested your success. Took it to places you never dreamed of, you thought, but you'd been dreaming them.
Mm-hmm.
You, Ariana, album comes out, Taylor Swift, Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
What are we doing if we're not putting you in the Sydney Football Stadium?
Wow.
What are we doing?
That's a strong pitch.
What, it stops now?
Yeah, no,
so it's like,
definitely not.
Sweet, man, Rod Laver it is. Come on, man, what are we doing?
But I mean, it's like, it's been such a long process, you know what I mean? And so I have no qualms with waiting it out, and I'm in this for the long run, you know what I mean?
Physically take as long as you want, but dude, start dream that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Let's go.
That's already happened. Yeah, I'm
God, can you imagine it? What would you start with?
Oh, I have no idea.
What would you start with? What would you start with if it was right now?
What song would I start with?
Yeah, in the stadium.
It's not out yet though.
But the track listing's out. I'm not going to
17. This song's 17.
17.
Yeah, it's not out yet, but it's on the album.
There was one last question which I promised I would ask and I didn't, and I want to make sure that I do because I don't want to be a dick.
Yeah.
This one here from Noah. Would you ever collab with Shawn
Mendes?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
His album's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, he's like one of the nicest people in pop, I reckon.
Thank you for everybody. Hashtag Ask Troy. Thank you to Troye Sivan. You've been such a great guest as always.
Thank you so much for having me.
It feels like home for me having you here in the studio. It's just brilliant.
Thank you.
And today's world record featuring Ariana Grande is called Dance to This. It's a very special record. We're going to finish like we start, and we'll catch you again as we get close to August 31st. Please don't be a stranger. Let's catch up again, bro.
For sure.
Nice
Thank
one.
you.
الموسيقى Zane Lowe's world record.